day, everybody!
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Today's video, I'm gonna discuss the network linking devices, wired and wireless communications media. Number 1. Switches. A switch is a device that connects a computer to the network. A switch is a full duplex device, meaning data transmitted back and forth at the same time, which improves the performance of the net. Number 2. A bridge. A bridge is an interface used to connect the same type of a network or two segments at the same local area network. LAN that use the same protocol such as Internet are taking link for instances. Similar LANs can be joined together to create large area networks. Number 3. A gateway. A gateway is an interface intermediating communication between the similar network, for instance, between LAN and one, or between two LANs based on a different network operating systems or different layouts. Gateways can be hardware, software, or a combination of the two. Because of a network gateway, by definition, appears the edge of a network or related capabilities like firewalls tends to be integrated with it. Number 4. Routers. Routers are physical devices that join multiple wires or wireless networks. A router has specific software and hardware designed for the routing and forwarding of information. What this means is that routers are specialized devices for transmitting data. Number 1. A router's primary job is to provide the connectivity, a function that you may be most familiar with in your own home from your wireless network setup. Router setup, of course, are also used by larger systems, including internet service provider. There are two main sizes of routers. First are small office home of connectivity routers. They allow you to connect to your cable or DSL on a small scale. Number 5. Backbone. The backbone consists of the main highway, including gateways, routers, and other communications equipment that connects all computer networks in an organization. People frequently talk about the internet backbone, the central structure that connects all other elements of the internet. Let's move on to the wired network communication media. First, let us know what is wired network communication media. Communication media are the means of interchanging or transmitting and receiving information. Communication media or communication channels carry signals over a communications path. The route between or more two communications media devices, the speed or the data transfer rate at which transmission occurs on how much data can be carried by the signal depends on the media and the type of the signal. There are three basic types of wired communication media. The first one is twisted pair wire. Twisted pair wire, the telephones that runs from the house to the pole outside or underground is probably twisted pair wire. Twisted pair wire consists of two standards of insulated copper wire twisted around each other. The twisted pair configuration compared to straight wire somewhat reduces interferences called crosstalk or noise from its electrical feeds. Twisted pair is relatively slow, carrying data at the rate 1 to 128 megabits per second, normally 56 kbps. These are the two types of twisted pair cables. The first one is the unshielded twisted pair or UTP cable. Most popular network media, it has a special coating that fits in high fire temperatures. The second one is the shielded twisted pair or STP cable. It's twisted plastic coated sheet wrapped copper wire. It has aluminum or polyester shielding surrounding individual wires. Number 2, coaxial cable. Coaxial cable, commonly called a coax, is high-frequency transmission. Cable that consists insulated copper wire wrapped in a solid or braided metal shield and then in an external plastic cover. Coax is widely used for cable, television, and cable internet connections. Number 3, fiber optic cable. A fiber optic cable consists of dozens of hundreds thin strands of glass or plastic that transmit pulsating beams of light rather than electricity. These strands, each as thin as a human hair, can transmit up to about 2 billion pulses per second. Each on pulse represents 1 beat. When bundled together, fiber optic strands in a cable 0.12-inch thick can support a quarter to 500,000 voice conversations at the same time. Okay, let's move on to the last. The last is wireless communication media. First, let us know what is wireless communication media. The term wireless describes telecommunication in which electromagnetic waves, rather than wire cable, carry signal over part of all communications. 5 types of wireless communication media. The first one is infrared transmission. Infrared wireless transmissions sends data signals using infrared light waves at a frequency too low, 1 to 16 megabits per second, for human eyes to receive and interpret. Infrared ports can be found on some laptop computers, digital cameras, and printers as well as a wireless mice. TV remote controls units as infrared transmission. The drawbacks are that line of sight communication is required. There must be an unobstructed view between transmitter and receiver, and transmission is confirmed. Number 2, broadcast radio. When you tune into an AM or FM radio station, you are using broadcast radio, a wireless transmissions medium that sends data over long distance up to 2 megabits per second between region, states, or countries. A transmitter required to send messages and a receiver to receive them. Sometimes both sending and receiving functions are combined in a transceiver. Number 3, cellular radio. Actually, a form of broadcast radio, cellular radio is a widely used for cellular phones and wireless modern, using high-frequency radio waves to transmit voice and digital messages. Unlike CB, citizens band radio used by truck drivers, which has a few radio channels that everyone must hear. Cellular radio channels are used simultaneously in a nearby geographic areas. Yet customers do not interfere with one another. Number 4. Microwave radio. Microwave radio transmit voice and data at 45 megabits per second through atmosphere at a super high frequency radio waves called microwaves, which vibrate at 2.4 gigahertz, equivalent to 24 billion hertz per second or higher. These frequencies are used not only microwaves oven but also transmit messages between ground-based stations and satellite communication system. One short-range microwave standard used for communicating data in Bluetooth. And last, the number 5, communication satellites. To avoid some of the limitations of microwave earth stations, communications companies have added microwave sky stations. Communication satellites are microwave relay stations in orbit ground to the Earth, transmitting signals around ground stations to a satellite is called uplinking. The reverse is called downlinking. The delivery process will be slowed. It is an often case more than one satellite is required to get messages delivered. Satellites cost from $300 million to $700 million. Each satellite launch costs between $50 million and $400 million. Communication satellites are the basis for global positioning system, also known as GPS. Satellite systems may occupy one of 3 zones in space. These are the GEO, MEO, and LEO. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned in this video about network linking devices, wired and wireless communication media.